There's a big mistake that sellers make when putting together the strategy to sell their home. I'm going to share it with you right here on this video. Hopefully you'll make the adjustment, won't make the same mistake. Plus, of course, we could always guide you to a best strategy and best practice. I'm Dan Beer Home Team at eXp Realty. Here it is. Most sellers experience an environment where the buyer is uber obsessed on the price. Why? Well, think about the conversation you might have had with the last agent that sold your home. Isn't it interesting that most agents focus solely on the price in the listing presentation? In fact, when I was originally trained on listing presentations and how to speak to a seller, the entire presentation virtually was an exploration of price. Well, when all your energy is on price and that becomes the entire strategy, well, then that's where the energy is. So where do you expect the buyer's focus to be? Of course, they also then focus on that. And so it becomes a battle of buyer versus seller as they focus on price, questions running through their head. What's the best price I can get? What will the seller take? All those sorts of things. Now, here's the solution, and it's simple. You have to be focused on a strategy that makes price simply one element, one ingredient that complements the entire rest of the process of getting buyers to not fight you, not fight the price, but getting buyers to fight one another. You have to create a buyer versus buyer environment instead of the traditional process of selling a home, which pins buyer versus seller. And the way you do that is to stop playing by rules that don't exist. A buyer does not need its own private viewing. At the private viewing, they're focused on the only other people that they can think of, you. When instead, we need to create an environment where we bring all the buyers to fight one another, to participate in a bidding war, to be focused on who in the room is going to take this property from me and how do I make sure I'm the one that gets it, and that they have the impression that there might even be more competition than there really is, not because we said so, but because it's their assessment as they navigate and look at the environment around them, because the real buyer will assume everybody else is one too. So that is the crux of why we've been recognized by the Wall Street Journal among the top 40 teams in the nation and Inc. 5000, four-time recipient on the Inc. 5000 list. So the takeaway, next time you're at the kitchen table with an agent, make sure there's a lot more to talk about, a lot more to explore, and that there is an entire psychological buildup and experience that the buyer is being taken through, that all the buyers are being taken through, so that there is a lot more for them to think about, worry about, and be concerned with than just price. Make sure you don't put all your energy into what you don't want their energy to be in, and that is the winning tip today. I hope you find this helpful. Feel free to reply back to this email. If you have any questions at all, I always answer personally, and I'll see you on the next one.